the only other thing, remember, Granny Grin. That's like 80% of the reason we're here. You know what I mean? Like, the chair is important now, but I think Granny Grin might come in second while we still get information for your doctor guy. Naudenbolt? Nestabolt? Naskilla. Yeah, that's something I'd probably remember better if I see it. But yeah. Oh shit. Hit that.
And it's
That's a
lying.
valid. I was gonna say that's a valid
Hit.
line.
He is a heathen.
No, I am not a heathen, goddammit. No, that I won't take.
What are you thinking?
I am a
God damn
God-fearing
it!
man.
I'm not a heathen.
I'm a great many things in this world. Heathen does not happen to be one of them.
Yes. Ignore the fact that you used God's name in vain in that exact same sentence.
Right.
Listen, I don't know about you, but yes, Jesus loves me. Okay, you can kiss my butthole.
How much you paying him for that?
For Jeebus to kiss a butthole, he you gotta pay nothing. You just need to have a hurt butthole. That's like kiss and make it better. I think that's how it works. I don't know with the laying of hands and such. And I should probably shut up. But yeah, here. Wait, are you guys? Let me do this right? Nope. Fuck. That. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here, as always, on Thursdays. I am Seto, running my mouth off, getting myself into character, as they say. Yeah, we are here with the fantastic 5 motherfuckers, because some people have qualms. All right, some qualm having sons of bitches. All right, as always, I play Seto, the sorcerer rogue.
I'm all confused. I'm Mike. I play Steve the Furblog Druid. I fuck one mother. Next.
Man, I fuck one mother.
I fuck one mother and the whole world.
Only the best
I'm
know.
Zoe. I play Walden, the Warforged Barbarian Ranger. I'll fuck as many mothers as you want.
Yo.
Roll a d20. How many mothers?
Roll a d20. I am motherfucking number 3. I have fucked one mother, but I didn't even know that she was pregnant, so it doesn't really count.
That's 15 mothers.
It does.
And I play Jorg.
Hi, I'm AJJ, and I'm the final motherfucker. Also, aka fucked only your mum. And I am the DM. This game.
Oh wow.
Oh dear, the hills have fun. And we are here to fuck mothers and take names of mothers. But anyway, no. On a serious note, last game, the group started to unveil some of the plots that could be happening in Hanka, and have had a kind of lead on a direction they could take to either locate Auntie Bryn herself or information towards what might have happened. They had a little explore around the desert area, Walden leaving his axe behind along with some of his past. And Gruta was found outside the tent. The gang quickly hid her inside as guards came to look for her. Crick and Yen hid you, and Steve did a massive amount of excavation to be able to store you in the tent. Yen game facing his best. It all went well. We are going to do a small time skip of the long rest, so if there's anything you wanted to do directly before sleeping, let me know now.
Yes.
Cool.
I got nothing.
All right. Essentially, like, Seto kind of waits for everybody to go their separate, like, nighty-night places. And I'm assuming that because she's injured and stuff, she may have fallen asleep before Lucian. Or either way, like, Seto's trying to have a private conversation with him.
Oh, okay, yeah, Lucrid.
Lucrid, fuck. Yeah, Lucrid.
It's okay. Yeah, he probably does make sure she settles calmly to sleep before tucking himself in, and you catch him before he does, like with a kind of like quiet hand motion that gets his eyes but not his wife's ears, and he turns to face you.
Oh, this was much easier when I thought about it. Well, alright. I don't need this coming up at a really inopportune time and kind of swaying things in an emotional sense. So I'm here to tell you straight and face to face that it was me that shot the shot that did that to your wife. It's no other season. It was me.
You'll have to come again, there, dear boy. What?
Oh, no.
I don't want to belittle the situation, but mine and Steve's hometown was under attack by a horde of goblins led by a lich. And in the commotion, they were around my friend Glenn. Striking resemblance to our Yen here, especially around the back way. But when I shot to defend Glenn, in my mind, we just showed up. This took place in seconds. She moved towards the people that were destroying my village, and I shot to stop, and while I'll admit I take the shot 10 times out of 10, I could shoot 100 times and never make that shot like that again. It was a complete twist of fate, an act of God, a fucking devil's whisper, whatever you want to call it. But I wanted to come to you straight through, given what we've been through and given the respect I have for you. To tell you true and tell you honest. And the whole time, he's kind of been like this, but that's only because he always has his gun on the chest holster, you know? He's scared. He doesn't want to get beat to death, but
Okay.
like...
Roll me, first of all, roll me persuasion.
Fair.
You should not be deceptive.
No, I'm...
You're telling the truth for once.
Listen.
Yeah, right.
Right? Oh, this is when I get a 1 for it, too. This is what I get. Alright. 17. That's respectable.
Respectable.
Not bad.
Could have been worse.
Right,
Luke kind of, Luke kind of takes it all in. He kind of sits there, almost like trying to mull over the information you've given him and what's in front of him with his like wife. And after probably about 20 seconds of genuine silence in the tent, he looks back up at you and goes, "So you didn't beat her?"
I actually brought her back to life.
No. She was beaten when we found her, not shot. So this is a different occasion.
Yes, I'm the one that did the maiming. And it points to like her leg.
I think I need to talk to my wife.
Well, I didn't let her die when it happened, and I wouldn't let her die tonight.
She can't have been too angry. She didn't knife you on sight. So I will talk to her in the morning.
I didn't want this to be used against the group, and if you feel the need to take a few swings and beat some anger out in me, I'm fine, but I can't let you kill me. And he like gets weirdly serious. He's like, I've too much to do to let you kill me.
I'm not the kind of man that gets angry on somebody else's behalf who doesn't necessarily want me to.
Fair.
This is not my decision. This is something for the morning. And he kind of like tucks himself in by Gruta, but very clearly like face in pillow. Like, you might kind of vaguely remember, because your persuasion was kind of good. I think you'll probably remember that when he discovered her, he wasn't surprised to see her a bit fucked up, and he did make a comment of, "This keeps seeming to happen to you."
Oh.
So you get the kind of you get that kind of flashback, and you kind of go, "There's a possibility that this is one of many people who have shot his wife, and he's just not actually had one of them admit it to him, so he's really conflicted of how to feel." So he's just like facing Pillow. There's no screaming, but maybe there would have been like, and yeah, you guys take a long rest. So take a long rest on your character sheets.
Sorry, I just didn't want that getting used against us in the heat of battle, guys.
Before you guys,
There we go. Before us, guys. Oh, internet's being fucky.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
Ooh, burpees.
Yeah, fam.
I think we lost Sage.
Yep, just for a little bit. That's okay.
Must have been too much RAM.
Yeah, Seto does his 4 hours, and he specifically takes masonry skills. Oh, there we go.
She's trying so hard.
Oh boy.
well, that happened. Literally, just as I'm like, it might be a bit fucky. Just the whole internet disconnects. Cool.
Oh,
That's fine.
God.
Yeah, right. It's fine. It's fine. Just get me to repeat stuff if it cuts out. And let me know where it was less fucky. Right. So yeah, Gruta lets you know that her and Lucrid, they have this kind of conversation with you. The main points that you kind of take away of why he's trying to talk to this church chair is that he believes that there is a society behind the council that have been in control longer than a human lifespan should be. And he's trying to work out names so he can track information. Information has been so hidden from the public eye that he wants to talk to this chair because it's the only thing that was alive at the time that might be able to talk to him. So that's why he's going after this chair. And Gruta does let you know that the reason she's come back so quickly is because when she came down to Grunwell to act as a messenger to tell that it's time for the autumn council to take place across the continent, which is why you guys were hurrying after Auntie Grim. She does let you know that there were guards from Hanka that came down that she was not expecting to follow her, so she came straight back to kind of say to Lucrid that she thinks she's been compromised. Because she suspects that there would only be one reason that guards would come directly sent down to Grunwall. Like, it's not, you don't send armed troops for no reason. You know, a messenger, fair enough, but armed troops, no. So she thinks she's been compromised, and she let you guys and Lucrid know last night. You wake up quite early in the morning because you are thinking that the assault would be best done in the early hours. And you went to sleep fairly early as well. So it's probably about 2-3 a.m. right now. The sun hasn't risen yet, but you are starting to see that kind of early cast of dawn and mist in the air. And as you awake, everyone is there. There doesn't seem to be any commotion outside.
I just want to ask a question just to... I guess to jog my memory. If I remember correctly, the sending stone was with her, correct? That we left in the other town?
I know we gave I know we gave somebody a sending stone so that we can let them know about Auntie Grin as soon as we found her.
Are they real?
That was the people back at the main place that got attacked when we got a bunch of stuff.
If I remember correctly, we gave the stone to her, and now she's here.
No.
I thought you gave it. I thought you gave it to Martha's mother, Indris.
That's fine. I could be
Who's
wrong.
her
I just wanted
sister?
to make sure. Cool.
I thought you gave, because I think it was Indris and Auntie Grin who gave you the sending stones, and I think you gave them one to keep, because Indris is a artificer.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
When you had the just to remind you of who's missing, because it wasn't just Auntie Grin, it was also Ohid. I think, if I remember correctly, it was Ohid.
Yeah, Ohid's our buddy
so-
in the helmet.
Yeah. So I think it was Auntie Grin and him that got taken, and the head librarian, Jackie, the assistant librarian, and Indris are still back at the village, and Glenn are still back at the village.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure. I'll double check. I can double check. Yeah, I think that was right. Because I remember her sister coming and asking you guys, like, what happened. Cool. Yeah. So you kind of start getting ready. Luke kind of prepares as well. They are putting on non-metal armor. They've changed all of their armor. Like Crick and Crack's armor is now hide armor. Luke is trying to convince them to stay behind. And Yen is as well. So they're kind of having this like moment of, but we want to come with, and like Yen is kind of mothering them slightly, like fathering them slightly, and being like, well, I'm not sure that's for the best. You know,
Can Settle help them?
Yes.
You finish your
Help them
thing.
how?
Oh, basically, to do the opposite, to explain that this, I don't care what, like, their reasons. I need someone, I need someone here that I can trust, that if we come back dead and wounded and nearly disposed of, that there's someone here that can hold us down, protect us, and hide us, and we have absolute faith in that, and that's why we need you here. I don't know what their reasons are.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think Yen, it's more like, I really don't want to see you get hurt. You guys are not. You're quite squishy. And roll me persuasion, I think, with advantage, because Yen is helping you.
Sexy.
Yeah.
I finally get to not lie, and it feels okay.
They have a smolder.
Say with a smell up.
Oh yeah, I smolder on that one with the 23.
You definitely did. Yeah, you did. Okay, you give your best blue steel to Crick and Crack, and you look at them like a mother you would fuck, and you I'm sorry, it had to be done, and you convince them that it's better that they stay, and that their plate armor is the best form of defense to them, and you know, if you guys are in a rush to get back, you'll need the help here. And so they agree to stay, but they seem quite upset and worried. Yen's kind of calming them down with like a drink of milk.
Nope.
And Gruta is strapping her leg, but she seems to be doing it with like it's kind of like a harness that's allowing her to like move a bit freer on a hurt leg. It's got like a rotation element to it at the knee, and she's talking to Luke about the plan, and saying like, you know, she'll scout ahead and give some cover, and you know, to know the signal if she finds that there's more of a problem. Can all of you give me a perception check?
Perception check.
Yes, please.
Perception.
Percepcione.
I precept like a motherfucker.
Yes, you do, and that's what you
Boom,
need.
baby! 31.
Fuck!
I see through time and space.
So Steve, and only Steve, on a nat 20, you notice that you see mice running up, like, to go. You're kind of like leaving the tent a bit. You notice like mice and like gerbil style desert mice kind of like crawling up to get higher ground.
Hmm. I can chat with him, I think. Let me see. You know what? I guess I'm gonna chat with one of them with my speech of beast and leaf and be like, everything all right, mouse, gerbil? What up?
You try to stop them to talk to them. Most of them just keep running. A couple of them just, as you say, like, are you all right? They just shake their heads very quickly and keep running.
Oh no.
Natural fucking disaster.
So I turn around and go, hey guys, we may want to go.
Something the matter?
Seto's already
about
moving.
to happen. I'm not sure what, but they gonna be that way.
Yeah, Seto, that's like the, for lack of a better word, like Steve is kind of like the leader. You know what I mean? Yeah. So at least the moral compass. But if he's saying like, "Oh, we need to go here," he doesn't normally do that. So yeah, Seto just listens implicitly, especially because they're in a dangerous situation. Yeah, that should be good.
Can I I don't know. I don't even know. Like, how would I I could try. I guess I'll try to pay attention to nature, like see if like the ground's shaking or if anything like is weird in general, but like focusing on what's around me instead of just letting it hit me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Roll me a nature check.
Nature check.
Mm-hmm.
19.
19, that'll do it.
Respect it.
You don't know much about this. As a druid, you tend to focus on things that are alive. But on a 19, what I will say is you would remember one of the things that Martha had been talking about was seismic activity that was changing and strange around the area, and that she'd been Martha had been monitoring it. Martha specifically seemed to be kidnapped for monitoring it. And you noticed that animals behaving this way is normally an indication of an earthquake.
I think there's about to be an earthquake, guys.
Oh, that's right. That's what the one lady was speaking of. He starts kind of like looking towards is for a path for everybody, not just himself, to get up a wall or something.
Is there a way we can reinforce this place? Like, does the cone of silence make it more reinforced?
So the hut, you kind of try to poke your head in the tent to see if you can warn Yen, Crick, and Crack. And as you do, and ask about the silence thing, Yen says, "Oh, it's not about silence. It's a hut. It makes a hut. It's hard to. We'll be fine. Nothing can come in the hut. They can notice it's there, but they can't come in."
You think I would help during an earthquake? Because that shit's about to happen.
An earthquake?
Yeah.
How big are we talking?
I don't know. All I know is that it's going to happen soon. And the longer that we wait here not doing something, the more people probably get hurt.
think what I'd say is Yen knows that the spell that creates the space, the dimensional space of the hut, would keep them safe. But Yen's more worried about getting out of the hut if there is a potential like landslide. So they respond and they're like, "I'll take Crick and Crack to higher ground. There's a meeting spot just outside of town. We'll wait for you there. The thing about shifting sand is really the hut would be the safest place."
Well, you better hurry.
Okay. And as you have that kind of conversation, and Yen quickly takes Crick and Crack, try to warn a few of the other goblins, and they take a couple of them like to go up the cliff face, and just get up as quick as possible to higher ground. Can everyone roll me a perception check?
Got it.
Oh, better this time.
Oh, Jesus Christ of
Nice.
Latter-day Saints.
Dirty 20, baby.
Dirty one.
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
31.
19.
Oh, shit, yo.
I got a 1, but the one was really 12?
On
Goddamn.
a critical failure, Steve, you're so panicked about the idea of an earthquake that you feel this kind of like pre-shock tremor as massive and become very panicked. You think what's happening is gonna be huge. Walden, Seto, and Jorg, you know what Steve's just said. This vibration seems quite low, but you do sense that whatever's coming is coming quickly, and we're going to go into an initiative where we go through kind of like a skill check game rather than a combat.
All right.
So
That sounds fun.
yeah, it's a little bit different. So I've got the turn order up. If you could roll me for initiative, that's the order we'll take people's turns.
So we're going to click on our dude, and then we're going to click initiative.
Yes, 100%.
Just as a reminder to folks.
1 second. Let me do this real quick.
God damn.
Yeah, you get advantage on your initiative now, bro. Like, you're fitting to be
nice.
going before me most of the time. Some of the time.
No, I didn't get that because I'm multi-class.
Whew, just barely. But, you know, you can't beat the kid now. Hey.
Fuck's sake.
I guess that's what I get for panicking.
Right? The dice know, man. The dice know.
Mm.
I'll never not believe it.
I'm just gonna paint something to make the environment turn. Right, that's meant to be like a. Boop. Right. It's meant to be like a sand dune. It didn't really work out that well.
Fuck.
I have to have something to give it a turn, so. Oh.
Oh my god!
Does it not let me do turns on?
You happen to know where those green cartridges might be?
Okay, it's not gonna give me a turn icon for that.
I did.
Wow, rude.
It was a booger.
Hmm.
And I have to be correct.
Well, if you think about it, let me know.
Give me 2 shakes.
Well, you're fast, so. Right. I'll explain the rough. What's going to happen here is each of you are going to do a skill-based roll rather than attack roll. to help you guys get to the temple in time and remain safe. There are going to be a few different ways of using skills that may not be how you would normally use them. So, for instance, you might use sleight of hand so that you can lead people forward in a like with your hands. So you might use like giving them a dexterity advantage with the sleight of hand so that you can help them say with dex saves. You might use stealth to conceal your footprints behind you as you get closer to the temple rather than just hiding yourself. You might use acrobatics so you can avoid a situation, but there are going to be multiple things that you're going to have to do each round, and all of you are going to have to find a way to problem solve it. There's going to be more than one answer, so don't feel like you have to go by what the last person did. I hope that kind of makes sense. The way we're going to get through this is, rather than it being you have to pass every single round, you're going to have a majority pass. So there are going to be 8 rounds. And if you pass 5 of those 8 rounds, the team passes and you're all safe to the chapel. If you fail 5 times or even 4 times, then there's going to be a negative consequence, but you will still arrive. The more you fail, so like if you've, rather than breaking even, you start going into like we've only passed 3 of the challenges, there's going to be more negative consequences. So be aware that not every round is going to have everyone pass, but not every fail is going to be a massive negative consequence. So kind of like focus on each round as a team and individuals, rather than it being like, oh, we have to get everyone through completely each round. So we're going to start off because the earthquake, yeah, because the earthquake hasn't quite started yet. You're able to make decent running through to the plaza, which would be the easiest way to navigate to the chapel. So my first question that you're all going to answer will be, how do you get from where you are to the chapel? And do you alert anyone, or do you do it stealthily? So Seto, you're up first.
Stealth is a group option. It doesn't make sense for like one of us to like want to scream, everybody get to this place, and then somebody else be like, hee, sneaky, sneaky. So if the goal is to save as many people, then I won't be stealthy.
Well, here's the question: like, exactly how many people are in direct danger? You know what I mean? Like, because people are already heading for high ground. At least the mice are, and the closer this earthquake gets, we're already getting tremors. People are gonna get out of the lowest reaches if they can. Now, so it's probably not like the entire city's in danger. Maybe specific parts of it are, but I don't think the entire city is like, everybody here is going to die because of this.
So basically, I'm just going to be running and telling people to get to the chapel, but while still going directly to the chapel. I'm not trying to like I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm just saving myself while incidentally helping others. Right? That's the plan? That's what we're doing?
Well, it also might be more important for some of us to be more stealthy than others. Though I think in this particular case, it's unfortunate because the people who need to be hidden the most are the people who are the worst at it.
True.
But there's also another aspect of it, like, as long as we don't actively call attention to ourselves because of the earthquake, we may be able to get into places easier without really getting noticed.
Now that's some opportunist shit. No, I like it. All right, but yeah, all right. I guess I'm gonna run. I'll roll stealth because that's what I'm good at. and try not to draw attention to the Goliath and the Warforged, because that's a whole thing. While simultaneously, but I can do the thing like where like Batman points to like get to the chapel, and then like goes back into hiding.
Are you directing people to the chapel?
Yeah, it's the place we're going, so it's got to be someplace safe.
And why are you going there?
Because that's what you said, we have to get to the chapel.
We're trying to be stealthy.
Okay, then I'm not telling anybody.
I don't want to tend you too much, but you are trying to break into that chapel.
Right. We're trying to get the
super
chapel
stealth.
against the
Okay,
chair. That's where the chair is. It's not about safety. We're not being safe here.
Okay, I had to run. I may have missed a part of this equation. Okay, no, this is definitely my shit.
Cool. Okay.
I mean, okay, 17.
Okay, that's a pass. Jorg, how do you make your way to the plaza? Again, the tremors aren't strong yet. There's no need to worry about your footing. But Seto seems to be going quite stealthy.
Honestly, to avoid being seen, especially with my racist history with this city, I'm trying to basically do the same thing that Seto is doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Roll me that stealth.
You got it.
If you get a 17,
baby, no.
Perfect copy.
Come on, babies. No whammies. No whammies. Oh, shit.
Sexy,
Awesome.
better than me.
What the fuck?
I love it.
I love it. Walden, what is your problem-solving technique for this one?
I don't know if this would take my turn. Like, okay, so we've been in the city for a little bit. We've looked around a little. We haven't gone through all the corners, but I'm imagining, have we seen anything in the city up to this point that has seemed like some sort of like alarm system, or like people on like towers that can kind of overlook the city, or any kind of way for there to be some kind of like alarm system?
I think the best way for me to say to do this would be a history check. Because you've been in Hanka before, and you might know where you're looking to find this. Does that make sense? So you've kind of got like, and I'd say it's an advantage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do that again. Oh, not better.
Advantage.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
So to be clear, my goal with this is that like we don't have the time to like try to save people in like the poorer, deepest places of the city. But if we can get the alarm going to like get people being like, hey, there's gonna be a fucking thing, then that'll give them the heads up. So that's my goal. I'm just trying to give people heads up.
What I'm gonna say, you didn't see any specifically as you've been walking around because you've not like looked for them. But what I would say is, even with an 8, you would remember that there were large civilian bells, because it was wartime, that people rang to alarm each individual kind of borough of the city. You could use your turn's action to try and find and ring one of them if you can find one.
Okay, we're still kind of in this like goblin area of the city.
You're kind of making your way through, so this whole round is you making your way through.
Right. But if I find an alarm here, it would mainly cover this goblin area and places nearby. It wouldn't be the whole city.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I think I do want to try to find this just to give them heads up.
Give me 1 second. I think it's fair to say that you could use investigation to try and find one of these bells. So I'm going to let you do investigation rather than perception.
Oh my god, come on. What's happening to me?
I tried. Right. You go to try and find these bells. The others are stealthing, so people aren't kind of seeing you as a group, like acting suspicious. And you remember these bells, you're looking for one, and you find one, but it's kind of like rusted out a bit. You can see like a sign beneath it that says, I owe you one bell, essentially, from the city council.
Fuck.
And
Oh my
next
God.
to this kind of rusted out bell is like a small cowbell. So you find a small cowbell, but it's not gonna cover as much of the area as you might like.
Oh, jeez. Of course they did. Steve, we may have just had the same idea. I don't know what you're typing, but oh, okay, not exactly the
It
same
was
idea.
not that.
Not that. I had like an in-game idea. Okay, so has this been my turn, or can I like?
I would say that you could take you could ring the bell on the cowbell and hope for the best. But I would say that it would need to go onto a next turn if you were going to do more than just ringing the bell.
I want to. Can I like point at the bell to Steve and be like, and suggest, can you enlarge this bell and then ring it?
Yes, and that would be Steve's thing. If he chose to. So I'm going to say that you're following the others, but you're not doing so in a stealthy way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, that messes up my whole thing.
Right. Well, you can turn into a bird. Like if you fall behind, you can turn into a bird.
Crows,
Yeah, my
get a
thought was
language,
to-
bro.
My thought was to reduce one of you and pick you up,
Where's it, Raven?
Oh.
but
Oh,
now I gotta enlarge a cowbell.
just for future thought.
You know, no, we'll do that. we're...
Just a reminder, enlarge
Yeah.
is a spell and wild shape is a bonus action.
I know. I was planning on doing both. Are you the only one by the bell right now?
I think so, because I went out of my way to try to find a bell. So yeah.
I really don't want to do this.
You don't have to.
What it is I can reduce you, and you can ring the bell, but then everyone's gonna fucking look at you.
Well, no, because the reason why I want you to enlarge the bell is because the bell's tiny. So like, you
No,
know,
I know that, but if I'm reducing you and bringing you in the air, and you're ringing a bell, everyone's gonna look at the Warforged ringing a fucking bell.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. That is a bit of an issue. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole.
What's the
shebang.
biggest thing you can turn into that flies? And then make that bigger.
Well, I can't. I don't. I guess I can enlarge myself. I guess. Is that a thing? I can do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess so. You can see. Well, it says an object that I can see. Can I see
You
myself?
Can, yes, you can.
Yeah.
Sucks. Screwed me all up.
Sorry.
What I will say is you are kind of trying to make your way through pretty quickly. So by all means, you can do the thing, but this is kind of like a skill or spell to solve a problem. So if your problem is that you want to ring the bell, then it wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to do multiple spells.
I'm gonna turn into a vulture using a wild shape, grab the bell, and just shake it as I fly towards the chapel.
Okay.
With no reduce, no enlarge.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. In that case,
If I see another bell, I'll like smash the other bell into it or whatever.
I feel like that would be a performance. So if you kind of do your performance and the higher the number, the louder it is.
Okay. Hadouken. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's real bad.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say you try your best as a vulture to shake a cowbell, but aerodynamics are not in your favor, and so you'd fly pretty low with this cowbell to try and alert as many people as possible, but it's kind of only outstretching like probably about 10 to 15 foot out each side of sound. So you pretty much warn everyone in a straight line towards the plaza, but you warn a few people, and you do see people like looking out their tents and noticing things aren't right. This
Does
is
that
the environment's
vulture
turn.
have cowbell?
I'm gonna let you guys decide whether this is the high or low side of the percentile. So are you going higher or lower on the percentile?
What?
We get to choose which is better. If we want to aim to roll high, we choose high. If we want to choose to aim to roll low, we
Is we get to choose whether high or low is good for us on a percentile die.
I'm gonna say high is good because logic.
I am.
Don't fuck with something that ain't broke.
Okay.
And you know me, I'm always down for high.
Okay, in that case, you need over 10. So you get over 10, you're good.
Yay.
You
Nice.
make your way to the plaza. And give me 1 second.
That's me
I have to
being
reload my
sneaky.
browser real quick.
Very, very sneaky.
And then this is gonna.
Oh.
Right, I'm just gonna roll for Gruta and Lucre to do their things, which would be the pluses. Okay, so Luke passes, but Gruta fails, and that's their own problem. Don't worry about them. So overall, I'd say that you guys kind of broke even that round. So that is neither way.
Oops.
Neither way.
Ignore that.
Right. As you get to the plaza, you start to see that the actual fabric of the tents is visibly shaking. Although, as of yet, you can't hear any sound of panic or destruction. This time, as Lucrid kind of points the way towards the chapel and is like navigating through, Gruta has started to fall behind on her leg. She's trying her best to adjust this like makeshift frame she's got to strengthen her shin. But it was made in a hurry for a problem that's only just happened. So she's falling behind a bit as Lucrid starts to give you the directions. As this happens, she catches the attention of some guards that have started to notice that things aren't quite right and are starting to go through, trying to work out like down to the waterway and see like, has the water level changed, things like that, to try and take note of what's going on. What do you guys do? You've got one action.
Are we not going in the order anymore?
Is it not
Yeah, we are,
initiative?
but we're starting. Yeah, we're starting with Seto.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh,
Because mine went. Did everybody else's go blank, or was that just
yeah,
me?
mine went black.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine is.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I've still got it, so I don't know why.
That's the important part.
What is that?
Yeah. All right. Then I guess I would keep it up. I would stealth my way to the place while trying to like avoid the guards. You know, take stock of the area. It's not his first rodeo. He's essentially trained for this kind of stuff his whole life. So.
Okay.
Really did.
Stealth. I'll take that 24.
Cool. So that's a pass for Seto. As you notice what's happening, and you try to make sure at least you and the people directly around you are more hidden. Jorg, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. Come on, baby. Okay, that one, it had to come eventually.
That's fine. As you try to make use of Seto's advice in how to kind of stealth forward to the chapel, you find yourself making mistakes because you're overthinking it. And the guards are now more interested in your direction than they were before. Walden, it is your turn.
Okay. So the guards right now are more like they know the earthquakes, or at least something's happening, and they're kind of like focusing on that more than us.
Yeah, at the moment more so. They haven't realized. It looks like they haven't noticed who Gruta is. Just that it's suspicious. So they're kind of like eyeing you up, but they haven't come over.
And Gruta's having trouble moving right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I like pick Gruta up and like put her on my back?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll go ahead and do that, and then carry her. And kind of like I have the cloak on still, and I'll just kind of like move quickly. I'm not necessarily trying to hide it. I'm just not gonna call direct, call to myself in that kind of regard, and kind of play it off like maybe this is like somebody trying to get their kid out of the city or something. I don't know how big Gruta is compared to me.
She's not super large. She's like a very, very tall halfling.
So we could play it as like, oh, I'm trying to get like this person out of the city.
Yeah, like doing it kind of with confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go to pick Gruta up. Give me athletics to try and like walk the same speed, but with someone on your back.
Okay. I don't think something I'm good in.
Right?
Still roll the shit though.
It's okay. Above a 10 is positive. You're all good. Don't worry about it too much on this round. Yeah, you do so. You do so. She's on your back. And you're kind of moving with confidence. They don't really take any like more of a curious note about the fact that she's on your back. They seem to pass it off. Steve, it is your turn.
I still got the bell.
You still have the bell.
Okay, I'm gonna shake the bell like crazy and dive bomb past the guards in a direction that's not towards the chapel, because I could always fly back to them, kind of just to distract them and make some more noise for the populace.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like you can choose any of the charisma rolls if you have one you're better at. Any of them would apply.
Nope, they're all crap.
Intimidate? No. Oh.
All crap. They're all crap. So,
Well, what's a vulture's intimidation?
Oh, I didn't even look at that. D&D.
Yeah.
Good braining.
I'm not sure that it'll have the answer that we want, but
Well, intimidation's based on charisma, so as long as the charisma's better.
true.
It is,
Yeah.
-3
Well,
on the vulture, so thanks for making it worse. But we good.
Moppy.
Side.
We'll take it of the characters because
Thank you.
to be fair, we tend to retain the mental stats, so I feel like we can retain the charisma stats.
Alright, we'll go with I guess intimidation, because that's what I'm doing. Like, as long as I can find it. There we go. Boom, baby!
Yeah!
Oh, sweet!
Fuck yeah!
That's a pass for this
It's a
round.
big old pass.
Wah, wah, wah.
You do manage to distract the guards. Seeing you with the cowbell, they do know that the goblins have been mistreated and their bell system isn't working. It's why they never get called there. And they see you with it and they kind of question it, like things aren't right. There's a vulture carrying a bell. Is this some kind of harbinger of death? You
Me.
panic them a bit and they
He's a harbinger
don't
of death.
like follow you. But they certainly now seem more alert. They're getting people out of their buildings. They're trying to help people more than focus on any of you at all. And they certainly do go in your direction in terms of leading the people out the city, or at least to higher ground. Because a vulture carrying the emergency alarm for the goblin settlement is definitely not a good look on their book.
Excellent. Good times.
Nice play.
Harbinger of death, but not bringer.
Bring
Right,
Steve.
this is the environment's time. This time you guys are going to want over a 20.
Ooh.
That is a
shit
come
balls.
on!
Shit
Um,
balls.
I'm going to need you all to make a dexterity save. This round, it's a 10. And we have started the earthquake.
Dexterity save. Here we
It's
go.
Right. Beats it. It's fine.
Oh, thank God.
What is going on?
I'm so sorry, Walter.
I keep getting 7, 8s, and 9s only.
Maybe.
It's okay, Zoe. We got you.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
goodness
I
gracious.
get an 8, but I'm also in the air. I don't know if I get an advantage because I'm in the fucking air.
It's actually
You
true.
should be
I don't
unaffected
like.
if you're
Yeah,
high in the
like
air.
that's how Pokemon work.
Yeah.
Because I want to be chaotic. Something's gonna fall and hit you.
This is just like that. This is
Out
just
of a
like that
clear
scenario
blue
where
sky.
it's like, oh, you died in an earthquake. I just hop in the helicopter as soon as it starts.
Oh my god. I'm gonna say the group did pass the dex save, thanks to math. Because the mean of those numbers is positive for you. And also Lucrid and Gruta passed as well, so I'm gonna give you don't worry about that. You all keep your footing, but you do notice the ground is starting to give way slightly as the sand is shifting.
I'm holding the bell.
Maybe that's why. Maybe holding the bell, like it's making it hard to read the air currents.
That's what it is. That's where my
But-
feet are.
That's where my feet are. As you make it towards the chapel, you start to see people are more panicked now. Like something is definitely wrong with the ground. There are panicked civilians in your way, and they're starting to bump into you a little bit as you're making your way forward. So I'm going to need you guys to kind of work out how you're going to weave your way through the civilians. Seto, it is your decision.
I will drag this sentence out. I guess for me, if I can still do a stealth to like just keep being like just avoiding people, kind of, I guess in this case, I guess it's like Assassin's Creed where they work through the crowd, you know what I mean?
Okay, how about I level with you and we call it sleight of hand to bob and weave?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, hell yeah, that's
Yeah.
Like
I
that.
love that. I love that. I love that.
I feel like that.
love that. I love that. Okay, okay.
So Seto is weaving and bobbing and catching as little attention as possible. He's kind of out the front at the moment. Jorg, it is your turn.
Well, I know goddamn well I'm not about to be bobbing and weaving through a crowd as big as I am, so. So I think I'm just gonna like kind of start to rush through this crowd of people while trying to keep my face covered as much as possible.
Direct approach. I like it. Picasso. I'm gonna say athletics.
Athletics, you got it. Oh, +6, baby. Let's go. Come on. I'll take it. 21.
Yep. You make it your way through the crowd. You've got 2 successful ways through so far.
Me
People
and you,
kind of
baby.
notice
Me
you
and
bumped
you.
them, but they're more focused on getting out of the situation, and you're going in a direction they're unconvinced by. Walden, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I can't really bob and weave either, especially with Gruda on my back. It's not really feasible. I could try to go for a similar approach that Jorg did. Just kind of like push through, but that also would like draw a good amount of attention. I'm wondering, I had an idea. This might not work super well with my stats, but I had an idea to kind of use the situation to my advantage. Could I like, I don't know if it's a good idea. Can I like pull down my hood and be like pretend to be like one of the city's Waldens? Like no emotion, no like full automaton, like, and just be like this city requires you step aside or something like that, and kind of like pretend I'm one of the regular Waldens and I'm doing a job.
Yes, I would absolutely give you that. I would give you that with advantage because you are a Walden unit. So there's no reason for people to assume that you're not a Walden unit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I would say that would be one of the charisma rolls for
which
that.
I have a -1, which isn't great, but
but it's advantage because you are the robot. Yeah.
I guess that would be deception. Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're all the fucking same.
I mean, I feel like any one of them is applicable, right? You're performing to be a Walden, you're not. You're deceiving people, you're a Walden, you're not. You're intimidating them to do what you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like any of them. I
do have proficiency in intimidation.
I would allow it. Because you're doing it in this very unemotional, closed off guard way rather than being like kind. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. For
sure. The city requires you to do this. I'd find that scary.
Yeah.
Oh
my god, are you fucking kidding me?
This is your third 11 in a row.
Oh, honey. I don't. Oh.
Yo, she needs to play some craps or something. Goddamn.
Go reload the page, girl.
I rebooted my browser.
Yo.
That's not even a joke. A different issue popped up, and I had to reload my browser.
Hey, get a new browser,
right? Like,
oh my god,
Chrome uses so much RAM. Nom nom nom
nom nom nom.
Oh my god, I'm losing my mind.
That's so balls.
You try to persuade people to move out your way, but they're so panicked, and you're kind of giving no emotion to make them afraid. So they're kind of ignoring you. They're not really getting in your way too much because you've made your presence known and they're going straight. But you do get a few people kind of bumping into you as you're like, avoid the area, and they're like, ah, you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Steve, it is your turn.
I know this is going to sound crazy. I'm going to fly over the crowd because I'm in the air.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to, can we see the chapel at this point?
You cannot see the chapel yet.
I'm sorry, you said yes or no?
No.
No, okay, so I'm just going to fly over the crowd because I'm not on the ground.
Okay.
Like, I'm like up there. I'm like 100 feet in the air.
Give me athletics, because you're like, you know, you're just gunning for the sky. You're not interested in anything but forward.
Gotcha. Good thing I'm a fucking badass.
Nice.
22.
Okay. That's good. That's good. That's another pass.
This is when people remember, oh yeah, you're a 7-foot goat man.
Yep. 7-foot goat man. I'm strong. I pick things up and put things down, and then I heal them when I drop them too hard.
Sweet. You guys are gonna want under a 30 now. Over a 30. Over a 30.
Oh, over a 30. I thought you.
Over
Oh,
a
Come
30.
on, come on.
all right. D100, right?
Nice,
It still
okay.
counts. Still counts.
It still counts. It still counts.
Oh
We're good.
my god.
The dice
The
are
Earth-
like fucking with us.
The Earth, it's kind of like it's not settled, but like that kind of that kind of like like it's like contractions in labor, right? They come in waves, and the first like pre-tremors have stopped a little. You're finding it a bit easier to make some footing, and as you do, you start to notice that you are starting to go uphill, and now the crowds are getting thicker. But one thing you're also noticing is there are a lot of people who are trying to smash and loot into some of the more expensive bazaars that are like fortified. Some of them are making small amounts of success because they're going after like kind of more food and water, and some of them are failing miserably to get through the iron defenses of the Gem Emporium. You are still getting battered a little bit by people, but you're progressing forward. Seto, how do you progress forward this turn?
Gem Emporium user. No,
Yes.
same. He's on a mission. It's autumn. It's more practical. Very, yeah.
I'm in love with that role.
Since more people are coming, I guess it's another sleight of hand for the Bobbin and
Yeah, if
Weaving
that's
and
what you
Weaving
choose
and
to do.
Bobbins.
Yep. You can do that.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna break and try to rob anything.
Okay.
But I am gonna also make sure that as I bob and weave, like people can't just be like pickpocketing me, because you know, I'm my own badass. 18.
18, that's plus. Yeah, you bob and weave through the crowds. You're noticing that it's gonna get to a point where Jorg and Walden have some more struggle to get through this than you, but at the moment you're making it through fine and you can still see them. Jorg, it's your turn.
Okay. I think I'm gonna. Let me see. God damn. I think I'm just gonna do the same thing I did the last time. So you want me to roll athletics again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Got this.
Fuck you.
Wow.
Okay,
Crit fail.
that is not good.
You
add a
fucking
credit-
owed me.
I'm sorry, I mean,
Not you, Sage. Valen, when he said you got this.
That's the what? Fuck! I was encouraging. I was trying to.
Fucking owed me.
on a critical fail, you are actually buffeted back by these people to the point where it's becoming hard to progress. Although you don't fail the entire round yet, it's going to be hard to pass this round. Walden, it is your turn.
Okay, well, I gotta really keep pushing forward with this setup that I've got, especially because this could also help Jorg, where I've made my presence known as a city Walden. So I think I can use that to just be like, kind of call out more clearly, is like, just kind of like with that, like, clear a path and proceed orderly to the exits, kind of like very kind of, but like much louder, like calling out to the whole crowd to clear a path and move calmly.
Okay, that'll be an intimidation with advantage.
Okay. Fucking, I swear to God.
You're a big robot shouting at people, like, that's scary.
Thank you.
Thank you, big robot man.
God.
Thank you, my boy. Or you know what I mean.
Yeah, we need to cover for Joe getting hoed by Anonymous. person.
Yeah, you make your way through. It seems like people are starting to listen to you a bit more now. They are clearing the way a bit. It does actually help Joe kind of like regain a bit of traction forward because you kind of told people to clear the path a bit. So you have sight of Seto and Joe now better. And the way is getting at least people are less panicked and more organized. Steve, it is your turn.
Flying.
You're still flying. You're still athletics. You're still flying. You're flapping and flapping and flapping.
Flippity flap flap. Fucking
Flip.
damn it!
Oh. Oh no. Okay.
Oh no.
You yellow
Did
bird
you just
bastard.
fall out of the sky? Fuck, we can't come back from 2 1s, baby.
In the panic of the crowd,
Oh man. I hit
you
another bird.
see, you see that there are some kids with slingshots that look like they're kind of trying to take advantage of the crowd, and one of them goes to aim at you. They miss, but it means that you spend a bit of this time kind of like dodging and weaving more than moving forward. That is a critical fail for this round. And I will roll for
Can I poop on the kid?
I poop on the kids.
sure.
I'm fucking dead.
I'll allow it. Roll to poop.
Roll to poop.
Well, what do I even roll? Just,
I wouldn't know.
For poop, you have to roll nature.
Yeah, because nature's calling. There it is. You're
That's
answering
right.
nature's call.
Calling,
There it
baby.
is.
Call
There it
of
is.
nature. I rolled the poop. Let me tell you what. I couldn't do
Yo, you get right in the mouth.
Yo, he got so
Let me
hyped
tell you
up his
what.
mic cut out.
You know what?
Oh.
Just because you rolled a nat 20 to poop,
That's
The-
one way to clear the fucking area.
the wild shape form that you took last time, also being a bird and digesting so many gerbils, has meant that
My God.
now you've returned to bird, your bowels were full of gerbil,
Gerbil.
and you let out the most tremendous wet bird shit directly into the face and mouth and eyes and nose of a small child with a slingshot. The child is so panicked that they start immediately crying and running blindly into the crowd. His friends are laughing at him. You have successfully shat on a child.
Excellent. Excellent. This is how you learn.
That's
Doing all this has definitely justified the fact that you've fallen behind a bit, but like, you know,
Like,
it's
honestly,
fine.
I
at
will
least
never,
whatever
do that again.
we
In the
have
fucking
done.
chat, clip that shit.
Yeah, like somebody clip that, please, because like that is just carpet bombing this dude's face.
Oh my fucking god, that was
Oh my
hilarious.
God. Okay. Oh,
You guys are gonna need over 40.
Oh fuck, we got 69.
And I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity save for a 12.
Okay. Over 40 and a dexterity save over 12. I'm rolling dex
Well,
first.
Didn't do that. But
Beats
I'm
it,
also
beats it.
shy.
Beats it.
And
I got a
what I'm-
15.
I'm good.
Steve.
What is the overfoot? I gotta roll a D100. What am I doing?
Oh no, you're good. I've done
The
that bit.
dichotomy.
No,
My God!
Like, can I
Wow,
roll
that's,
it?
That's,
No, it's
that's
not
the
you
both
that's
sides of
rolling
the
it.
spectrum right there.
Yeah, right. That is the
Yeah.
that's literally yin yang. If Dyson did, you know.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh,
that's me
shit.
and the kid.
Yeah.
That is you and the kid, but like literally.
Oh my god.
Right, brain. Yeah. So the earthquake has sent out another shock, another tremor. This time it's a little larger. Some of you start to lose your footing. but most of you on the ground seem to be okay. Lucrid, as he's trying to help Gruta, takes a bit of a trip in the shakes as he's focusing on somebody else. Gruta's fine. Gruta's like there with her leg. It's keeping her very straight. It's
I'm
slow but
carrying
straight.
Gruta. Gruta's on
Oh,
my
you're
back.
carrying. My bad. Okay. In
Yeah.
that case, I shouldn't have rolled for Gruta. But then, you know what? I'll ignore that aspect a little bit. I'm going to say that Lucrid has fallen behind a little. In the tremors, as that was a fail for one of them on their getting through the crowd as well. So, but Gruder is okay. The earth is starting to not give way, but definitely be noticeable to everyone in the city now. So the city streets are entirely packed with people in a mass panic. The guards are trying their absolute best to direct people to higher points of ground and not up the cliffs in case they fall. People are essentially throwing like fabrics out their windows to jump onto so that they can leave the top stories of their houses, afraid to use stairs. The city has gone into pandemonium. But you guys are okay so far. Seto, these streets are becoming very hard to navigate, and Lucrid has fallen slightly behind. You don't currently know where the chapel is exactly, and it's so busy it's hard to see over the people.
All right. Then, what's the tallest building I can see?
There are a couple of there's the specific chapel you're heading for is like into the lowest parts of the city.
All right, fair.
But there are chapels all across the city for the different like gods and religions that are worshipped here. There are chapel spires, and they're some of the tallest points of the city.
Okay.
So you would be able to see a chapel spire nearby that you could potentially look at.
All right, sweet. Then, yeah, I just want to essentially clone my way up there to get a bird's eye view.
Okay.
While possibly maintaining stealth. Like, I'm not trying to be all, like, Luffy out there, you know, being all fucking crazy, but I am trying to, like, get a good view, so I don't know how you want to...
Okay, I'm going to say because you've already done a couple of rounds of being stealthy, you're kind of already quite hidden from people. People aren't following you. But I would say that to climb a chapel, like, on the outside is probably acrobatics.
Oh, no, I can't climb. Oh, no. I'm creating, like, I can move 30 feet. I can teleport.
Oh, you're misty stepping.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, sorry, that was my misunderstanding. If you're misty stepping perception, to have a look.
All right, sweet. Then I will do that. Sorry, I stupided with my mouth.
That's okay.
Perception. All right, I'll take that 19.
Yep, cool. Yeah, so Lucrid has explained a little bit about where this chapel is and what it is. You can see the dark blue runners of the church's banners up ahead. It's probably at this point about 300 feet in the distance. It's quite far away still, but you can see it. You guys are starting to go slightly off course because of the crowds, but because you've done well, you're able to both see it and kind of people, you know, point it out, and the people below, like Jorg, Walden, and Steve, can tell which direction you're pointing in and what you're pointing out.
Sweet.
Jorg, the way to the chapel has been pointed out a little bit, but navigating is quite hard through the busy streets. So you can see where you're going in a direction, but how are you going to push through this turn?
Okay,
Trying to
well,
stay on the course.
question I got is, are there like any guards in the immediate area?
Yes.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah, my gambit's probably going to turn real negative in a moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
They haven't noticed you guys yet because anyone that's not directly trying to get their attention, they're so much more focused on organizing the people.
Right, but if I'm still trying to keep the crowds parted so that we can get through faster, it's gonna get their attention pretty quick.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I'm just gonna start like forcing my way through. Because if we're like right there, like screw this, the guards can see me all they want. We've done pretty well up to this point, and I'm just like, screw it, we're right there. I'm just gonna rush through.
Okay. I think it would just be another athletics.
Another athletics, you got it.
Yeah. You're just going straight forward.
The hike.
And Walden has cleared it a little bit enough that you can kind of like you're not having to physically push people out the way. Like you're just moving
I'll
with
take it.
forwardness.
22,
Yep.
baby.
That's a pass. You Walden's help and Seto pointing out the way. You're now leading the group the right direction. Walden, it is your turn.
Okay, so the crowd is still pretty thick, right?
It's still pretty thick. It's just like movable through.
Okay.
Like it's not sardines. You know when like concerts where it's like sardines. It's not that bad, but the flow is slower.
Oh jeez. Oh boy. Okay, so Gruda's fine. I can confirm with Gruda that she's cool to no longer be on my back at this point.
Yeah, so Gruta would be able to probably walk herself. She's had a little time on your shoulders to adjust the springs.
Okay. So I can set Gruda down and then I can like trying to think of a good way to make sure I don't get noticed by the guards. The crowd is going to be dense enough and panicked enough that they're not really going to pay attention to my behavior that much. So a Walden suddenly doing this is like it might be weird, but it's not their priority.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to actively worry about that. Okay, I'll set Gruda down. I'll get my cloak hood back up, and then I'm going to try to move forward without drawing a lot of attention to myself. Just kind of wade through the crowd, push through, but not like call for them to move aside.
Okay. I would say kind of you can pick between sleight of hand or stealth, whichever you'd prefer, but either is fine.
Both are not great for me.
Yeah. I feel like those are the only two that really cover that kind of like I'm now trying to be noticed less way of moving, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't really have another option here.
It's okay.
I'll go sleight of hand as more of like, I mean, they're the same, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Come on, it was almost 15. It was almost 15.
I hate when it rolls.
I hate when that dice does that rolling thing.
Where it's like oh look 14. It's like no 7.
Yeah.
It's
okay. Yeah, so you're kind of trying to actively move forward more rather than like create openings. It has the negative consequence that the crowd is more crowded around you and it's getting harder to move. Now people are like not intimidated to get out your way. Obviously the guards are noticing you less. They're not paying attention. But you've kind of fallen back to where Lucrid is. So you're a little bit behind. But you're kind of still with the major group. You're not like out of sight of everyone. Steve, it is your turn.
I'm in the air. I'm going to continue to flap.
You continue to flap.
I can
Give me that
continue to flap.
acrobatics, and if it's over a 20, I'm going to say that the team seeing you go in the direction that Seto points out now can use you to, because you're kind of out towards the front. So roll me the
Yeah.
dice.
Nope.
No, okay.
Well,
Oh no. Okay, that's fine.
Tuki tuki.
That's fine. Right. So you go to kind of push forward. The group don't really see you as well as you'd hoped. You keep a kind of the right direction, but you don't push forward enough to kind of signpost the direction. So everyone's going the right way, but they wouldn't be able to track your flight for where that is, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. No, yeah, I got you.
Check Gruder. Oh god, you keep not. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Lucrid might have rolled his ankle
Oh my god.
on that
Lucrid.
last set of tremors, and he is really starting to fall back a bit. But he's telling Walden and Gruter to move forward, and he's like, I can't afford for you to not get there. So he hands a scroll to Gruter and tells you to push forward. You need above 50. I need a dex check from everyone.
Check.
It's a
check.
14.
Poopies.
One sky
Fuck.
dex check. I did it. I did it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Take that, Dex.
Hey,
Boom, boom, boom.
am I good?
Fine, motherfucker.
You're good.
All right, and then what do we have to roll on the D100?
You don't need to roll a D100.
Oh, you've been doing that because you thought you had to. I thought you were just fucking around.
Oh, I thought I had to.
My bad. No, that's okay.
No. It's all good. It's all good, y'all. It's all good.
And does my critical
I thought you
success
would-
in any way help anybody else?
It will have something, but no. Walden. At an 11, you do not manage to keep your footing as well. Maybe it's the pushing of people. Maybe it's because it's your homeland getting hit by what could be a major natural disaster, but something is putting you off. And Gruter is with you too. Give me 1 second. Gruta also starts to lose her footing a bit. She's just recalibrated these springs. Maybe they're not working. Lucrid is now starting to come out of sight of you. It doesn't seem like either of them are particularly hurt. And neither are you. But you are now distinctly behind the team. And other than Seto, who on the chapel spire has managed to use the movement to like fling themselves down and land perfectly in the middle of like the group, who other than Seto knowing where you are, the group's probably started to lose sight of you a little bit themselves. But you can kind of still make them out. Because they're lower down, they're going like into this valley, you're higher up, you can kind of see them a bit, but they're losing sight of you a bit. This earthquake's starting to hit. It's starting to become unavoidable that the ground is going to shake. You're any minute now. The tremors are going to become a full-scale quake. As this starts to happen, people abandon the idea of leaving the situation and start finding shelter under like tables, doorways, anything they can find that has structure to it that could save them from something that falls. So the crowds start to part slightly as people start giving up on the idea of getting out the situation. But the level of people that are now falling over in front of you is making it very hard to move forward. The ground is continuously shaking at this point. How do you progress? You have, just as a tally, you have 3 more rounds to succeed or fail and have negative consequences for this journey. You are breaking just even.
Wow.
Just to give you context, what do you do, Sedo?
All right.
Remember, you can use these skill rolls to help others in the group.
Yeah,
you,
that's
like-
what I was about to. I was going to use prestidigitation to guide the group. Is that like because I can create pyrotechnics? Like it's more like the crackly kind, not the gigantic boom kind. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah,
that kind of effect. But
I would say that the group has a rough direction. It's more that that there is a bit of a disarray around you in general, and navigating around the disarray, not towards your goal, but around all the bodies, around the shaking is the issue. Does that make sense? Like the
Yeah.
ground, like it's more of a how do I get around these people and shaking than how do I know where I'm going. You know where you're going.
all right. Shit. I don't really have any. I don't feel like. If anybody has any ideas for me, I'll take them because I'm.
I mean, you could just keep.
Oh wait,
Popping
no,
forward.
I got it. I can use my thing to just pull people along. Like I don't need to move, but my echo can be behind and pulling people, like the group, to help them if they trip or fall or something like that.
Okay, I would say you would be able to. It's in sight, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because you came off the spire, you know where everyone is, so you can choose where you want to put that.
All right.
They
Walden's
would
the
all
farthest
be
back,
roughly,
right?
Yes.
Then,
yes,
yeah,
they
I'm-
are.
Well, Luca is even farther back. Like he
Yes.
full tripped. So in terms of like PCs, I'm the farthest back, but we've got Luca.
True. Yeah. Then it would be Lucrid. I would help Lucrid. I would
Okay.
try to like essentially pull him along. Oh fucking! That'd be like an athletics check or some shit, huh?
What I would say is you would be able to know where he is.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be able to directly see him,
Oh fuck! All right.
and it would be further than 30 feet. So what you could do is Walden is within that, and Walden might be able to, because you can see through your echo enough, right?
No, it was really blurry because I wasn't sure. I thought I could, but that's at a later
Yeah.
level. So I was
That's a
like,
later level.
yes, but no.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, but not right now. Cool.
Yeah.
What I would say is Walden would be able to point out, and then your echo can move further to get and help Lucrid.
All right. Yeah. Then I'll
Yeah.
do that. That's totally fine.
Okay, so what would I be doing on my turn then? Just to be clear.
More or less directing my echo to Lucrid.
No, you would have your own thing.
Oh. Sorry.
So Walden will have their own way of overcoming the situation. This is yours, so this because it's a free action to talk, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need Walden doesn't need to spend their turn directing something with enough sentience to move.
Fair. All right.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to roll on that?
I would say to get through the crowd and without taking any kind of damage whatsoever,
Yeah.
get to Lucrid athletics. Yeah.
Are you sure not acrobatics? Can I use acrobatics to try to jump around and dodge?
Can you tell me how it becomes acrobatics?
Like with a cartwheel and a front flip?
You know what? Roll for front flip. Roll for flump. Yeah.
Oh my
Go for
Roll
it.
for
You need to
flump
get
flip.
over
Flump
it.
flip! Flump
Front
flip!
flip. Front flip. Front flip. Front flip.
Yes.
You somersault and front flip over the crying, panicked people as an echo. Walden points in the direction of Lucrid, and you fairly simultaneously, from appearing, jump with a roll into the area he's in. You don't know this because you can't see through your echo, so you're not sure how that all works out. But you get the feeling that your echo's still there.
Nice. All right. But I'm not going to have Seto, like, running this one so much as like standing someplace safe and concentrating. I
Yeah, that's fine.
because I don't think it's makes sense to have him also book an ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's like a limit and distance as well, so you wouldn't want to get too far in front. That's fine. Yeah, you kind of like you keep motion with the group rather than like booking ass. Jorg, it is your turn. There are many people in shambles in front of you, some on the ground. Seto is hanging back slightly to try and help the others, and Steve is a vulture.
Yeah, because
Shitting on people.
So because of my last roll, let me check that real quick.
Yep.
I had a 22. How close am I to the place we're trying to go?
So you've got 2 rounds, including this one, 2 rounds left. So you've at this point it's like
It's
150
inside.
feet. Yeah, it's in sight.
I think
You
I'm gonna try to
navigated,
start.
it's in sight.
I think I'm gonna try to like start powering through a little more aggressively to clear a path for everyone.
So you can kind of signpost and be like, "Look, this way, keep going." Cool.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Athletics. Yeah. Wait, pounding ass. Wait, I only clocked when you laughed. That's a pass though, so you pound some ass like the motherfucker you are.
I was laughing the whole time that roll was going through too.
Oh my god. Yeah, well.
Roll
you
to
do.
pound ass.
Okay, you
That's me pounding ass, baby, on
roll the
stream.
shit. Fuck.
Tell all your friends.
Oh, friend.
Tell your friends that I'm the ass pounder.
Well, then it's your turn.
Right?
Oh man. I'm gonna need to recollect my life for a second.
Walden's having to reboot just real quick. Let's go on them quick scan discs and move on.
Okay, so the echo has got Lucrid all taken care of, right?
So you can see this, yeah. The echo is helping him. So like, rather than he's got this like rolled ankle situation, he was limping. With the echo though, he's able to kind of like be pushed forward and rely on like the one leg and the support. So
Okay.
he's got an advantage on his next roll.
And Gruda is okay as well.
Gruder is currently fine. Yeah, Gruder's doing much better.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna move forward. I'm gonna try to catch up.
Cool.
Run fast, sprint fast.
Sprinting is athletics.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as a big old robot, it would make sense that like earthquakes aren't really something I'm equipped to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, maybe your suspension just wasn't made for the Earth moving. It was made for you moving. And so, like, you're getting this kind of feedback loop in your suspension, and you're like, "Oh, it's not your fault," but you also blame yourself. You don't manage to catch up completely, but you do manage to kind of guide Lucrid and Gruta in your kind of forward direction in the right way. But that is not a pass. Steve, it is your turn. Vulture, Harbinger of Death, Shitter
The
of
vulture,
Children.
harbinger of death, McHuman. Vulture, not a human, for a blog.
Yep.
I'm gonna, I guess, trying to, from the aerial view, try to find like a path for them to like go to, like that's like not a lot of people. So like,
Oh, okay,
I'll look,
kind of like
and then I'll like
side post. Yeah.
take the friggin' cowbell and be like, hey, over there is good, on the way to the chapel.
Okay. Oh. That is a good point. I can't remember what Walden's chosen terrain was.
Desert.
If they're at that level.
It's desert.
It was desert. It was desert.
It's at the
okay.
bottom to make sure.
Particularly from. Let me just have a little. In always, so that wouldn't affect anything I think we've done recently.
Int
Luckily,
and whiz checks for proficient skills relating to deserts. Traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel.
groups travel.
Your group can't become lost except by magical means. You remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in another activity, which I guess would be the most applicable here, but it hasn't come up yet. You can move stealthily at a normal pace while alone, and you find twice as much food as foraging, and will track your creatures using the exact number, sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. So I would say, especially because like we're technically in a desert, but this is like a city. It's
Yeah.
There's enough that's like disparate that like any minor things that could have come up, I'm cool with it not really being super effective. But the remain alert to danger when engaged in other activity, I'm gonna put my foot down on that one if that comes up.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for flagging it. I would also say that the difficult terrain, I don't know how that works with things that are spell effects and stuff like that. I'm assuming it means natural difficult terrain, and I do feel like an earthquake counts as natural difficult terrain. So
It doesn't specify, so I think it would affect magical stuff as well. Like if Entangle created difficult terrain, it would probably be able to get around it.
well, it does say your group can't become lost except by magical means. So I feel like there is a magical caveat. It's just okay. So, but difficult terrain would be in general. Cool. What I'll say then, we'll come to that when it applies.
Okay.
Because difficult terrain isn't the same as a dex save. It's movement speed.
Right.
So we'll come to that when it applies. There will be some coming up, so I'll remember that for the enemies because you're in the group. Right, Steve. For signposting out a place for everyone else to go, like back alleys that still lead the same way, right? That might be a little less busy.
Or like maybe like a path through the crowd, something. Something that is a safer way to get there quick.
I think it'd be fair to just call that perception.
Excellent. Boom, baby.
Damn.
Did he get above a 6?
He did get above a 6.
I did. I got above the 26.
He can't actually get below as low as a 6 with a plus 11.
Fuck.
What I'm gonna say, because it's so high, yes, you do. You actually managed to find that the left side of the street, because people have kind of like abandoned the idea of running out the city and are going for doorways. Because all of those doorways are so full, people are looking for other places. So that side's a little bit calmer compared to like the middle and the other side. So you kind of shake your cowbell at the group. The group do kind of notice.
I don't know what noise the vulture makes. I'm sorry.
Me neither. I'll be real. It's probably like a, but
like
I know the noise this vulture makes is.
oh,
Vulture!
It's a Pokemon. I love it.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that that's A success, and B, the group kind of notices that opening that you point out. Which means that this round was a success. Thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, I get advantage on perception checks too, apparently. But it's all right.
Oh, do you?
As a vulture.
Yeah, as a vulture.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever. I still got a 30. I don't care.
Right. So with the help of the Echo, Lucrid manages to kind of get back on track and is completely at your side now, Walden. The Echo allows him to kind of navigate the path a bit better. And Gruta, although she was lagging because of the springs and stuff, although it's holding her back a bit, like she's kind of got like the other hand of the Echo because Lucrid's doing a bit better. And they're kind of making their way through with you, so they don't fall behind this turn and they catch up a bit. Um, this time you want higher than a 60.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
You can roll anytime.
Oh my god.
Nope, no, you. I didn't. I feel like that was. Fuck, man. we haven't saved against this thing since the hurricane, since the earthquake started. Like this thing has been fucking us.
This has been a rough one. This has
been
real
rough.
bad.
And I even said to you guys, like, pick which way, and was like, yeah, that'll be fine. It was not fine.
All right.
I have
What
a
did you
feeling
say
that
we
if we
needed to
pick
roll?
the other way, all of the fucking
Oh no,
rolls
we
have
did.
been reversed.
We're probably gonna need deck saves, right?
Yep, 16.
Okay.
At this stage, the earthquake is starting to take full effect.
All right.
Oh my
Dex 16. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
That's 2 passes.
Fuck.
Where'd my thing go?
Don't tell me he got a. Okay. I mean, that sucks, but it's better than a 1. You know what I mean?
It's better than a 1.
That's a
Oh.
crit. No?
Oh.
Nice.
Yes!
Good thing I'm in the fucking air.
Woo! Remember, we're at the lowest part, so buildings could be falling on top of us at
This
this
is
point.
true, but not 20.
That was sexy, yeah.
Walden, Seto, and Steve, all of you start to notice that the ground, although not opening up, has caused such a disturbance that the buildings are becoming less settled. Things start falling, starts with flagpoles, around you becomes harder and harder to traverse forward. You have the chapel fully in your sights, but a lot of people do seem to be banging at the doors of it, as you see in front of you, as they're trying to take shelter in buildings they trust. People are pushing people out of doorways so that they can stand inside them themselves. All of you manage to keep your footing, but behind Seto and Steve, you see Jorg trip on the level of shaking, and Jorg, you are hit by some falling rubble.
Oof.
Give me 1 second. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage from the falling rubble. Walden, Lucrid, and Gruta, although managing to keep up, and Lucrid luckily having a bit of footing this time, Gruta with her new springy leg, not so much, and isn't able to dodge out the way of a flagpole that falls directly near her. It clips her arm for 3 points of damage, but she's still standing. She doesn't fall down. This is your penultimate turn. You're starting to make a bit more of a positive headway. You have the chapel fully in your sights. The streets are either empty or the last few stragglers are completely crawling. The earth shaking has become so violent that you hear bells clanging, starting to harmonize in different tones around the city. You see people who are starting to get pinned under rubble. You see that there is now widespread, genuine, horrified panic. People aren't just screaming, the screams are blood-curdling. Do you choose to hunker down for this turn, or do you choose to press forward? Seto, it is your choice. I will let you know that the DC of the falling damage will increase for anyone that chooses not to hunker down, but the choice is yours.
How many people are in the doorway of the chapel?
There is a small crowd, but it's not letting anyone in.
Hold on.
All right. I look to the skies up at the vulture that I know is my friend, and I use message, the cantrip, to essentially ask, like, what's the play here? Like, we need we we're either hunking down or I'm breaking in, but I can't. I don't know what everyone's choosing right now. Because I'm fine. Like, so I was like, because I'm doing real good in all this. But kind of points down to Jorg and Wally, and it's like, they've been just having a go of it. And mind you, this is just like a mental message between him and then you can reply.
No idea.
Well, when they fell, but I think I'm gonna go for it.
You try to save him, I guess. If you're good,
Yeah,
you got
good.
the athletics to do it. Try to save somebody.
Well, I'm gonna help. Galen.
Is Jorg pinned, or just hit? Or is anybody pinned?
Just nobody is pinned right now.
Right. But he
there's
is
been
down.
some just minor damage
Oh, all right.
from the rubble. Nobody's down. Nobody's pinned.
I tell him the sanctuary of the door.
I don't have that spell in it.
You don't? I thought you had sanctuary.
I did before we leveled up.
Oh.
Yep.
Well,
And it wouldn't work for this kind of thing anyway. Because
Just
AoE
to
spells
remind-
could still get into it, so I figure an
Yeah.
Earthquake would probably still fuck it up. But I'm going to head towards the chapel.
Okay.
Stealthily, obviously. I'm not trying to be seen at this point, like, you know?
Because of the level of tremors, if you progress forward, while I would say you can do so stealthily, you will need to roll stealth, and you can either choose athletics or acrobatics, but you are going to have to use a skill to push forward that pushes forward.
Oh, acceptable. Acrobatics and stealth. I like it.
Yep.
Acrobatics, 16. Stealth. Oh, dick cheese, 14.
Okay. You do succeed in pushing forward. You make your way to the base area of Hanka, where it starts to level off into the chapel's area. The crowd don't notice you as they're paying attention to trying to find where they're, going to take shelter. You will be taking the higher dex save this round.
Mm-hmm. That was the
Which
choice I
reminds
made.
me when it comes to it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the choice. And right now, you're not at the direct door. You're like before the crowd. You're probably about 20 foot before the crowd. So you have a choice of how you get in next round.
Alright.
Jorg, you are hit by
Yes,
fallen rubble, but you are still on your feet and you don't feel too bad for it. After all, you are a pretty strong man. You haven't particularly fallen behind, and you do see Seto, as you know where they're heading, go forward. What do you choose to do? Also, Steve did point out to you the easier route to get there, so you do know where you're going, and you won't have issue with the crowds.
Okay, well, obviously, I think the right choice is to take the easier route there.
Mm-hmm.
What would you need me to do?
So if you're choosing to push forward, you'll take a higher dex save next turn, but you can do so, and it'll be athletics for you. Because you're
Okay.
just moving forward as a Goliath.
So you just want me to roll the athletics then?
Yes, please.
You got it. Oof. Fucking hell.
That's good. You did good.
It's fine. You do successfully push forward. You reach the area where Seto is nearer, and you have sight of him and the same stuff he sees. Walden, you are seeing the people of your city. Some of them are pinned under the debris. You have seen that Seto and Jorg have chosen to follow the mission first and prioritize this. I don't know how Walden would take this situation. But currently, you find yourself in a predicament between whether you push forward and prioritize the mission or whether you prioritize the citizens. What do you do?
Oh man, that's a big question. Lucrid and Gruta are still behind me, yeah?
They're level with you. You are all walking at about the same pace at the moment.
And how far away is the chapel?
From you at the moment, it's around 90 feet.
So we could conceivably get there.
Yeah.
But things are real bad right now, and they're only going to get worse.
Yeah, if you choose to push forward, you will be taking the highest deck save on the increasements. So
which is
it's
not a stat I'm high in. I think on a certain level.
Mhm.
So there are like citizens around me who are actively like trapped under rubble at this point.
Yes, there are.
I think right. So I tried sprinting before to like get as far as I could, and then I failed. I was able to dodge out of falling rubble, but like when I tried to move quickly last, I had trouble, and I think that gave Walden the opportunity to look around and see the state of things and like get out of their head a little bit about like what's going on and be like, there are people in trouble. And I think at a baseline level, I don't think Walden could ignore that. So I am gonna try to get at least one person out from under the rubble nearby and get them to a little bit more of a stable place, even if it's just like a few feet away. I'm gonna hunker down. I'm trying to help the people around me.
Okay. As you take the help action and hunker down, I would like you to make a Constitution save for protecting people from falling rubble and the strength it's taking you to help people who are pinned.
Okay. Well, thankfully I have a +8 in that, so
I'm going to say with a 14 and the hunkering down choice, that will be a pass because
okay.
it lowers the DC of moving, of your action passing. You successfully do remove rubble from some people's legs and arms who have pinned them down. They're incredibly grateful, and they actually do help you get Gruta with her leg brace. They prioritize her to a doorway. You kind of guard the doorway itself from the falling rubble, and you are able to kind of keep the people around you safe. Well done. Steve, it is your turn.
A congregation of people that are hurt, or is there just like what's the largest group of people? Probably the people that are in front of the chapel.
The largest group is probably the people in front of the chapel, but around you there are various, like around Walden not so much, but around like towards the chapel there are people who are pinned. There are a few wounded at the chapel itself as they're trying to like find refuge.
How far away is the chapel from me?
From you, because you're a little bit in front of Walden, it's more like 60 feet.
I'm gonna throw a bear totem in front of the chapel.
Okay. Bear totem is advantage on strength saves, right?
It's extra 18
or something.
I will copy it.
Thank you. Your best spirit grants you and your allies might of endurance, each in your aura. Temporary hit points equal to +5, and your druid level, which is 7, so that's 11. No, 12. In addition, you and your allies gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Sweet. I think your aura is 30 feet. So then most of your allies will be around the chapel blinds. And so that will
I
cover
can do
that.
it up to 60 feet away.
Yeah, so that would be fine. So yeah, remember that Jorg and Seto currently have advantage on strength and +5 temporary hit, +12 temporary hit points.
Here, let me. So I'm gonna put it so it like kind of like stops at the door and gets the most amount of people that are also away from the chapel as well.
Yeah, because there isn't a limit on how many people you consider an ally that I'm aware of. I'm gonna say that the people at the chapel seem to be strengthened as well.
Yeah.
Because you don't see them
I'm
as
considering
enemies.
everybody who's potentially wounded an ally.
So are you hunkering down
I'm in the sky.
or are you flying forward? Yeah, but well, I'm asking. There are cliffs. They can still rubble can fall off the cliff and hit you in the sky.
Where? I'm gonna. Who's not covered by this? That's in the party right now.
Walden, Gruta, and Lucrid.
But I've got them covered.
How many more things can I do?
You can either move or hunker down.
I'm gonna fly to the bell tower of the chapel.
Okay. To fly to the bell tower of the chapel because of the things that are falling, you will still be taking the higher dexterity save. But you can do that with an athletics to fly to the bell chapel.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna
Okay.
do that.
Please pass.
I do it badly, really badly.
Okay, that's fine. You go to fly there. You don't actually make it all the way to the bell tower. There's so much falling that it's starting to make it difficult to, because you can't easily see forward and above you to work out where it is. I'm gonna say on a 6 in this particular turn that will be taking small amounts of damage. So 1 second.
Can we say that I'm
so
just like
yeah, just
fall in front of the chapel doors? So I'm like by the totem. People.
You could still be in the air. It's just that you get kind of buffeted.
I'm gonna say I could catch a bird if need be. I'm right there. But then again, so is yours.
You wouldn't fall it because like you don't like get pinned when something hits you as a bird. Like you get thrown off course. So you'll make it. You're kind of I would say you're now like 20 feet away from the chapel, but you don't quite make it all the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you cover like a fair amount of ground, just not as much.
I'm like 10 feet from my totem, which isn't too bad.
Yeah. So you're within your totem.
Gotcha.
Okay. You guys are gonna want above a 70.
It's gonna suck.
Fuck it! We got half. You gave a number, and the dice said, "You know what? Fuck you, half."
That is dead half. This triggers the last round of full earthquake. you're unable, for those who chose to progress forward, you are physically unable to like brace yourself for the amount of shaking that's happening. You'll be making a dex save at a 20. Those who hunkered down, which I think is just Walden, your dex save will be a 16 still, as you've hunkered down.
Alright.
You ain't got shit, Yorg.
No.
Wow.
Last time I tried to boost you up, and it was my fault, and now I'm trying to. I don't know what to do. I'm just.
I know, it was just funny, bro. Oh my god.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Yes!
Come on.
Suck a full dick!
Come on,
Sorry.
Dex.
Full,
Come
not
on,
half a
Dex.
dick. Full dick.
Oh.
Ooh. I mean that's a hard roll for anybody, to be honest.
It is a hard roll, but that I did pre-warn that it would be
It's
a
an
hard
earthquake.
roll. It's
Natural
an earthquake.
disaster roll.
It's a natural disaster roll.
Go get your ball. Go get it.
Fuck, Yorg. That's.
I guess Seto's used to making natural disasters.
this is honestly, like, I was explaining this earlier, but they make you choose like what kind of representation of divinity are you in this world, and I chose chaos. So for some reason, I'm just right at home in this. Like, this ain't shit. Like,
Proficiency in natural disaster.
right?
Jorg, if you could roll. Oh no, son. Steve. I'm waiting for Steve.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
Oh,
I did.
I'm
I
Walden.
thought I did.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
just
I rolled
up.
a 7.
That's why. Sorry, brain farting.
It's bad.
As
It
usual.
was bad.
It was
I'll
bad.
re-roll it if you want me to.
No, it's okay. Right. Seto, you are able to dodge out the way of the rubble and like that is genuinely starting to crush the people around you. People are crying and screaming to be let into the chapel, but the doors do not open. The earth itself doesn't crack, but the shifting sands start to kind of sink slightly in some areas, creating sinkholes. Lucred manages to steady himself behind Walden and help Gruta stay on her feet, but there is some rubble that comes towards them. Walden, you attempt to make sure that these people get hit as little as possible, and as such, they only take a small quantity of like falling object generic damage. So they only take 2 damage. You did a good job. You, however, take a larger quantity as you are trying to make sure people are okay, and you are not very able to move out the way of anything. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage. For those who chose not to hunker down and failed the dex save, you will be taking a large quantity of falling object damage. Objects that fall have the same damage as full damage. It's whatever falls gets full damage, whatever falls on you gets full damage. This will be not ideal, which will be Jorg and Steve.
Oh.
So I'll roll for Jorg first and then Steve. So Jorg, you do quite well. Maybe it's your Goliath blood and its venomous attitude towards this place, but you only take 4
Venomous attitude.
Steve, you are also doing pretty well.
Am I? Because I'm not a vulture anymore. No, I just come bolting to the ground. Vulture's got 5 hit points.
Oh,
you had plus
Yeah.
5 temporary.
because you're
From your
in
best
60
home.
feet.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm
You're
good.
within,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Totem.
Yeah, pretty much.
'Cause I was just gonna say,
Oh.
the earthquake is now in full swing. There is one round left. Hold on, give me 1 second to do a quick check. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is actually the swinging round.
Oh, fuck.
You guys have critically failed a round, passed 4 rounds, and tied 2 rounds. So you at the moment have 2 neutral and a critical fail. If you pass this, you will all successfully make it to the chapel with no further issues. If you tie this, you won't catch the attention of anyone looking for you, but you might have to regroup a little bit. If you fail this round, there will be a negative consequence.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
The earthquake is still in full swing.
All right.
There are limited choices as to what you can do depending on what you chose to do. If you've just about made it to the chapel, you can choose to either hunker down this round under some magical table that you spot in the middle of the street or whatever you find, but it will be the perception option to find something to hunker down under. If you choose to push forward, but you wish to scout the temple and the chapel to see what might be inside that's stopping the doors opening, then it will be investigation. And you will be, for that, you will be then taking the same 20 dex save during an earthquake to be doing something. You will be taking a 16 if you hunker down. If you choose to try to break and enter the chapel regardless and help people get inside, it will be a DC strength check to open the chapel doors.
Ooh, that's where I might come in handy, y'all.
Oh, big swinging dicks in here, yeah.
If you choose to do the DC strength check and fail, you will not be able to get inside and still have to make the 20 dex save. If you succeed, people will be able to get in, and so they will be able to hunker down with you. This round, I'm going to say that we're not moving in initiative order because I feel like this is all happening so simultaneously that there will be room for communication with people around you. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be, oh, Seto has to do this, but they wouldn't be able to do it because of this.
All right, I see what you're
So
saying.
you'll be slightly more in groups. Walden's group's so separated that no matter what they do, they're not gonna,
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
And I
bridge that
can't
gap.
help with that.
So I'm gonna say that Walden goes first, and we'll deal with Walden, and then we'll come back to the chapel.
I like it.
Walden, what do you
I
do
like
this
it.
round?
Okay, so I have people in. I've been kind of protecting a somewhat more fortified place.
Yes.
How is the state of the place I'm protecting? Is it like we gotta move, or is it like can we hunker down here better?
You would this round be able to find things to help fortify where you are. You, Gruta, and Lucrid, and a few citizens have found a stone arched doorway, which is staying very stable, and you're using it to shelter yourself from the rubble. The roof of the building you're in is tiled, so tiles are dropping, and you're trying to keep away from the doorway itself, and that's why you're getting this kind of like small amounts of things falling. But it seems like the wooden floor of the ceiling is holding at the moment.
Okay.
The room inside the doorway is a inn, and there are some strong wooden tables. There are quite a few people already hiding under them, but you could potentially use things in there to shelter yourself from falling tiles.
I'm not super worried about sheltering myself right now.
Mhm.
There's more people out in the street.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna see if I can get more people in here.
Okay. To go out and grab some pinned people, I'm gonna need 2 rolls. The first one is going to be a strength check to see if you can lift things, and then we're gonna see how many people you can help.
Okay.
And we'll take that as hunkering down because you're not trying to
Fuck.
progress. You're trying to. Okay. You find yourself unable to lift the majority of the rubble.
Can
People who are pilled, they're not within the totem. People who are pinned down right now are pinned. What I will say is you are still able to do things. Like you are very strong. You are stronger than the average peasant. So something that might pin them down won't stop you. Roll me a d4 for how many people you can salvage out of the rubble.
Well, I mean that works.
You managed to, I would have increased the dice for the strength. You're over 5, you can still save some. You managed to save 4 people. As you do so,
I don't want to.
you notice that some of the structures around you are starting to cave in. The one you've chosen isn't. It's holding strong, and you gather them inside. And you continue to kind of fortify yourself as a human shield for the doorway and the tiles falling. We'll now roll for Jorg, Steve, and Seto. I'm going to see what you're going to do, and we're going to roll afterwards to see how that affects stuff. So is anyone going to try and knock the doors down?
I'm
So
gonna
I am
reduce the
going to
door's
ask-
size by half.
What?
You can do
I'm gonna
that.
reduce the doors.
That's
so they can
doable.
just be pushed
That's
down.
doable.
the doors just
That's doable.
Acid.
Let me see the rules.
it doesn't even get a saving throw because it's a object, right?
It's an
Yeah.
object. Let me double check the object rules because I know that there's some stuff about if it's held or worn. Bear with me.
Fair.
Yeah. Choose a creature object.
At first, I was like, "What the hell is he thinking?" And now I'm like, "Oh, I think I see where this is going."
Yeah, this is some deep IQ, one of them 200 IQ things. My man get a Shikamaru on. I love it.
Just says
That's I hope you can.
neither worn nor carried. I guess a door is neither worn nor carried.
That was what I was double checking because sometimes it's like if something's held in place somewhere, like they're specific about it. Because it's not, I'm going to allow it. It's not worn or carried. I'm going to say that this does break the hinges of the doors. So you reduce them, and it breaks the hinges. You are now able to hunker down inside. And people flood into the chapel. We'll go
Fucking
into what you see
smart.
after this. That is fucking smart. I
Oh my
like that.
god.
Never
That
Okay.
thought
was
of that.
solid.
I'm gonna say that you don't need to roll to do the reduce and larger tool because that's just object. But because you aren't quite at the chapel, I would like you to do athletics still to get through the area because you have to wild shape into a human to cast a spell. So you come out of the.
He
you
got
need
knocked
to
out of bird
fly
shape,
forward,
So he's
come
already,
out, and then push through.
No, he didn't. He had 10 HP.
10 HP.
So he was still in
Yeah.
bird, but he would have to wild shape out to
Yeah.
cast the spell. Yeah.
Okay.
You have athletics, I think, is strength, and you have a plus advantage. You have advantage on strength checks, so it's with advantage for the athletics, right?
Oh, nice.
Because it's strength.
Sure. Here we go.
I think so.
Well, because of the totem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
First one.
Nice 14.
That's fine. Okay. Steve, you hunker down for this round, and you will be making your dexterity of this earthquake at a 16. We'll move on to Seto next, as I believe Seto was at the doors. So you kind of get almost you're not fully past the crowd. but you're really able to see like in unison. You kind of walk up towards the doors with Steve as he reduces them, and you're able to get inside. How do you get inside?
Can I see? And like I can see past, like say 20 feet or whatever, because I would just blip in. I would use my clone placement and then switch in.
Your echo is currently around 100 feet, or 90 feet or something. I think it was 90 feet. Which is
I
within
figured
the
it
echo's range.
died when it got damage, because everything got damage and it only has 1 hit point. Remember, you couldn't save everybody from everything. They took the one. Right?
That was Gruta.
Oh, I thought it was the whole group that was there, including my... Okay, sorry.
No. I would... okay. What I'll say is I think it would be a bonus action to just summon it and go in its place anyway, right? Yeah. So you would be able to poof it out anyway.
Yeah.
I would say that you would be able to see where people are going enough to do like 5 feet above. Like, you wouldn't be able to see into this chapel because there are people blocking the view of the floor.
All right.
Because it's not... The chapel goes up some steps through a door, and you're not up these steps. You're like... You were behind the crowd slightly, right?
No, I get you. I see it.
Because you were hiding, yeah?
Yeah.
And so you're not going to be able to see the floor to put it on the floor, but I would say you'd be able to, like, cast it, like, 5 feet in the air, and then you would take no fall damage as you land in its place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like ahead of the crowd?
That.
Yeah. So I would say that's what you would do, and I'm going to say it's an Arcana check to use these complicated magics. I
During
feel like
all
that's...
this time, I'll accept it, yeah.
Yep.
It's my least good thing, but that's not everything can be... You son of a dick whore!
Wow.
Wow.
That's a new one.
Wow.
Well,
So I rolled a 1.
so much
you
for
rolled
not
a
having
1.
consequences.
I'm going to say this is an innate power that you can do. Trying to use it a little differently to what you're used to. It doesn't stop you doing it, but what does happen is everyone fucking notices.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that's a
it's more
given.
that everyone notices. Like, before I could have just about said that there was enough hustle, bustle, and confusion, you got lost in the crowd that came through the doors. Now, every single person that was already in that room has their eyes locked on you. So you're there, you're kind of prone, you're not taking any damage because you fell 5 feet, but you are on the floor, seen. Very, very seen.
Roll to smolder.
Roll to smolder.
It
is.
Oh my god.
I was not saying you could roll to smolder, but I'll give it that you are on the floor smoldering.
Oh, wow.
Blue steel the ceiling. Jorg, it is your turn. You've just seen Steve reduce the doors and head on in. Seto, as soon as he's witnessed this, seems to have blipped out of existence, and everyone is looking at something.
Something sexy.
What do you do? Something sexy. What do you
So,
do?
the chapels to the door are open. That is correct, right?
Yeah, the doors are open, yeah.
How close am I to the entrance?
I believe you were one of the closer people.
Yeah, he was with me.
Sure you would be in like 1 rounds of movement. And I would say that the hardest part of this would actually be keeping your footing in the quake. Like, the others were just going like straight in from where they were. If you choose to just bolt towards there, I'd say it would just be like athletics to push into the crowd and get through.
Okay. I think that's what I'm going to do then, just to get in there, to try to avoid anything.
Yeah.
And then I have the most advantage on
Yeah.
athletics. So please, please, please.
Please don't roll a 1. Because there is something if you roll a 1.
Don't. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's
Oh,
fine.
thank God.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. You, as you rolled above a 5, you are able to push through the crowds. You're not trapped from getting inside in time. You guys will still be making a save for things that are dislodging and the pushing and things, but you won't be making the highest rank of save this round. We'll therefore be all rolling a DC 16 dexterity save. If you can do those now, and we won't be rolling the D100.
Come on, bro.
Because that's it.
All right.
Come on, we got this. We can.
Deck save.
Nice.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay.
yeah.
So that's just farm. Okay. Walden. You are making sure that as many people as possible stay buffered by this falling tiles and rubble around the city. You've managed to gather another 4 people inside. They're all crying but hugging each other. As you take 2 points of damage from a few tiles, but you actually manage to stop anyone else having to, as you've worked out this doorway. You've been doing this for a second now. You're fully shielding everyone inside. You do really well. Jorg and Seto, you are both able to completely avoid any damage inside the chapel. There are a few people falling over each other, kind of crowd crush moment, but the majority of them stay okay as well. However, Steve, as you enter the temple, you do get a few people crushing you slightly as they're coming in. They're so excited, and you are right at the front, and they are pushing past you to get in. They're so afraid. You take 4 points of crowd crush bludgeoning.
Oh my
but
God.
you do make it inside.
Big boy. All right.
Big ball.
Okay. And then give me 1 second. You hunker down the earthquake in your various places. You are able, for the most part, to stay out of risk as things continue. You don't take any further damage. And the earthquake starts to settle. It takes a little minute for people to calm down. And it takes a little minute for Walden, Lucrid, and Gruta to catch up with you. Walden, roll me a perception check.
It was almost a crit, and there would have been so many emotions.
Oh my God, there would have been so many. What I'm going to say is on a 17, you are able to notice as you start to, because you know where you're going, Lucrid's with you. You are actually able to notice that someone is following you towards the chapel. You guys just about broke even, but for the most part, that didn't go so great. And people are noticing that you have, like, some of the guards might have even, like, sending stoned in, right? There are a group making their way through the city with purpose. And you notice them following you. You continue to head forward because you're prioritizing reforming with the group over whatever this person's problem is. And give me 1 second. You attract the attention of 2 individuals. And as they're following you down the streets, you make your way into the chapel. The group all see you. And as you guys get into the chapel, and the earth seems to settle a bit and the priests are disorientated, the people in the chapel, you noticed that there was something going on. Like when you got here, there was something going on, and it's just been greatly interrupted by this earthquake. The priests are trying to act very casual about it. But if you could give me an insight roll.
Ooh.
Right, you got it.
Oof.
Oh,
Am I also doing
This
this
is fine.
insight roll?
everything's fine. Nothing to see here.
I'm too busy smoldering.
You are too busy smoldering. Right. As you guys get in, you don't really take it as too weird yet. However, Walden, you have now joined them, and you are seeing the same thing they're seeing.
Okay.
So if you'd like to roll it now, you can.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Right. Give me 1 second. The crowd starts to disperse a little bit, but a lot of people have started praying. You are now inside the chapel, but as I say, there were more people here than you guys were expecting. Give me 1 second. I know I already said that, but...
Are there any Waldens in this temple?
We're about to
1
find
second.
out.
You're about to find out.
Balls deep.
Oh shit.
You can see what you can see. You know, this chapel has just taken a fair amount of damage. The pillars across that hold up the roof seem to have not wavered too much in the earthquake, but large chunks of the kind of architecture, the stonemasonry roof have fallen. You see civilians who are damaged around you, but they're all kind of trying to focus on themselves in the nicest way I can put it. You don't notice anything particularly too odd right now. But Walden, you don't notice any other Waldens here. And you were definitely told that Waldens tended to be in the chapels.
Okay.
I would say you noticed that.
Right. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Walden is very pissed off right now because there were clearly a lot of people in this place. They could have helped the people outside, and they chose not to. And especially with Walden like going out of his way to like save a bunch of people, Walden is pissed at these people right now. Walden's not gonna actively say anything, but if they start some shit, I'm gonna bring some shit.
Hey!
So I'm biting my tongue right now, but we'll keep moving forward, try to find this fucking chair or whatever.
Okay. And given that, Seto is also Autumn, he a bit more emotionally kind of keeled. He kind of tries to see what's going on in here. Like, I guess I don't want to say investigation because I can't like actively investigate anything. It would just be like a quick perception, I guess.
Walden has fucking Nuck If You Buck playing in his head right
Facts. And it's the one season where Seto's like, maybe we should talk.
What I'm gonna say is these priests are definitely trying to get people out of the church.
Oh.
Like actively trying to get them out.
Oh, hell no.
Including you guys. And it's at this point that Lucred tries to signal you guys.
Oh.
Like he's trying to like subtly signal.
I roll for intimidation.
Yeah, they're
Wow.
like they're like are they coming up to us and like saying shit?
Yeah, the people at the doorway, the people you can see on the map at the doorway, they're there and they're actively trying to get you out.
All right, yeah. Zeto kind of, because he's in the autumnal way. He's like, whoa, 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 and to the priests, he's like, trying to push these people out into a falling city isn't going to do anybody the help you think it might. So let's all take a breath, and whatever's happening here, shelved, postponed. We look at our schedules, we see what survives, things like that. All right, let's.
Roll me persuasion.
All right. Persuasion, that's the other P word.
On the bottom.
Oh, I thought it was a 2. Okay, 18.
They kind of ignore how you entered because you seem to be speaking from kindness, and this is a chapel. And then, but the response you get makes you confused because they say there are private church affairs in here, and well, maybe it's God's wrath.
I
This
speak
is
up
how
God's wrath is right in front of you, dear.
Oh, jeez.
sorry, George, what did you just say?
I was going to tell them God's wrath has nothing compared to the wrath they will face if they continue to mess with us.
Oh
Is
my
that
god.
a threat?
That is a threat.
Oh,
Then consider yourself threatened. As they use the cross-like mace in their hands as a kind of like sword guard, and genuinely get into a stance that looks offensive. They're ready for you.
This
Can I
is
roll?
how you treat your congregation. This is how you treat the citizens of this city. This is how you treat them when disaster falls upon their doorsteps. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. And I definitely have fully pulled off like the hood of my cloak and revealed myself. Like, you should all find shame and cowardice in your actions. This is how you treat the people of the city. If so, this church should fall.
As you say that,
if anybody moves.
as you say that, the priests in the circle start to move closer, taking that as an active threat, and they very clearly, in unison, say, "You do not belong here if you do not fear our God's wrath."
Who exactly is your god? Like, there's no name on the chapel while the sky's
While this is
falling.
happening, I'm just gonna do a detect magic because I want to see what the fuck's going on here.
Ooh.
Yo, you were thinking what I was thinking. I was about to do the same fucking thing.
Because, yeah, you got the thing. Oh,
Yes!
You can help each other. Like this.
As
Go
Steve
ahead.
does that, give me 1 second.
I'm gonna turn to the crowd, like to the people, like right outside the chapel, and I'm gonna like step to like the doorway, and I'm gonna turn to them, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna address them and be like, these people threw you out onto the streets while the world came crashing down around you. This is who you're looking for salvation, for hope, for protection. There is no salvation here. There is no help coming from them. Turn away. Be with your families. Help each other. They will not help you. Go to your homes. There is no salvation here.
The people in the chapel, given the context of what's just happened, look at each other, look at the priests. You see a few of them were wearing like a small rosette lapel, and many of them rip it off, leave it on the ground, and leave this place. You hear angered voices muttering. You pick up a couple of words, one of them being Karatul. You hear a few of the people, only the people wearing those blue rosettes, say that name. And they seem to be whispering in anger at whoever Karatul is. They do leave the chapel. You gain an inspiration.
Nice.
And
Man.
I need to do them on. And you also sense that you are in danger. Steve, as you cast Detect Magic, you are seen casting in front of these priests. And before we finish the game and roll initiative, I will say that you do indeed sense magic. You sense necromantic magic, and you sense it coming from the end of the chapel. Yes.
Ooh.
No, you're muted.
What?
We're starting next time, so it doesn't matter. But I
Okay.
was gonna do what Seto normally. You know what? No, I'm not, because I'm Autumn. Let's do this.
Okay.
Hey, Autumn got a
we
brand
end the
new
game
bag
there.
because seasons bleed now.
Seasons bleeding.
Holy
you enraged
shit!
the priests.
This session was fucking amazing. Holy shit!
Wild as shit.
Yeah.
I'm not
This
even
is-
like fucked up that we went an extra hour.
Right?
this-
Like it's. I barely
I
noticed, but
enjoyed
it's.
the extra hour.
It
Like, don't get me wrong,
oh.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
holy
yeah.
shit, I'm glad
Yeah,
you
no,
played.
no, like obviously, but yeah, holy shit, this was
I'm
fucking
glad you enjoyed it.
phenomenal. Like,
I'm so glad. I wanted
Damn
to
it,
do like
Sage.
a combat that wasn't just I
Yeah.
hit people, but we still had like the combat kind of experience, and we did like
that was
yeah.
really good. Fuck,
Damn it, Sage. Getting me hooked.
right?
I'm so excited for next
last
time.
moment. That last moment was a
my
great
God.
way for
I
for
had
Walden
chills.
to just vent
Right?
all of the fucking shit from the last few
Okay.
episodes.
Oh my god, that was such a great one.
Made me wish I had thaumaturgy just so I could like make the voice boom seem like a fucking, you know what I mean? Oh, that was fucking amazing. Honestly, that was top notch shit. Top notch shit. Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Sage put their whole fucking foot in this. Like, for real, this is an absolute. Oh my god, I can't. Okay, we gotta go, but like, we can all agree that just like, okay. So life happens in every direction, and this one fucking blew my brain out.